Welcome to Crush Carb, where we crush carbs, not flavors. So today we're going to be making one of my favorite desserts that are healthy, delicious, sugar-free, low-carb, and keto-friendly blueberry muffins. So we're going to start off here with 2.5 cups of almond flour. And then to this, I'm going to be adding 1/3 cup of milk. You can use any preference of your milk. You can do almond milk, you can do 2% milk, reduced fat milk, whatever your preference is. And then we're going to be adding 1/3 cup of oil. So I like to use oil because it makes the muffins or cake, whatever you're making, very, very light and moist. I use olive oil. You can use canola oil, whichever oil of your preference that won't add any flavor. Olive oil is really light, doesn't add any flavor to what you're baking with. But I really like using oil instead of butter because it makes the muffins really moist. Even when you're making cake, oil is definitely a better preference than butter. And next, I'm going to be adding 1/2 cup of sweetener. So I have monk fruit here. You can use whatever your sweetener that you like to use. And then I have here 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then I have here 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. Just a little pinch of salt. I'm going to give this all a mix. And next, I'm going to be adding 2 large eggs that are at room temperature. Just mixing the egg until everything is all incorporated. So sometimes you have last minute cravings like, oh, I'm craving muffins. Just all of a sudden, right? And then you don't really have your items room temperature. So the secret to that is to just heat it in the microwave for just 10 seconds and it's ready at room temperature. I have done that with cream cheese. I have done that with eggs. Anything you want to bake last minute. And it's perfect. It's just at room temperature. Alrighty, our egg is all mixed well. And then I'm going to be adding the main ingredient, which is blueberries. So this is up to your preference of how much you want to have. I like to have a lot of blueberries in my muffins, so I'm going to add a lot. But if you don't like too much, you can just add just however much you like. So I'm just going to throw in some blueberries in here. Not a measured amount, just up to your preference of how much you like. I have here about 3/4 of a cup, but you can add however much you want to add. You want to make sure that you are folding the blueberries. You don't want to mix them because you don't want to make them mushy. You just want to fold them in just like this with your spatula. All right, and the last ingredient you need to add that's really crucial is baking powder. So I have 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Almond flour does not have that tendency to rise on its own because of how just almond flour is. So you will need to have baking powder to help it rise. And in general, you add these when you're working with regular all-purpose flour too. I like to add this at the end because it really helps whatever you're baking to rise really well. So it's like my last ingredient I always add. Make sure you mix that in very well while not mushing the blueberries. All right, baking powder is all mixed. And that's it. We have our batter ready. It's that quick and easy. You can combine all these ingredients in any order. Does not matter. Just the batter you're forming with all the ingredients mixed in. Quick and easy. Alrighty. I have here a baking pan for muffins. Muffins or cupcakes, used for both purposes. I have cupcake liners that are lined up in here, and I'm going to be adding the batter to each of the muffin liners. But you don't want to fill it up all the way, just about 3/4 because the muffins are going to rise as well. So I'm just going to fill these up just 3/4, making sure you are adding your blueberries in there as well. You can use a scoop if you want to use a scoop. I just fill it up 3/4 with the spatula. It's easy for me. Alrighty. Muffins are all ready. So this is what I was saying, that you want to make sure they're just 3/4 full. You do not want to fill them all the way to the top because they are going to rise. So I have the oven ready, preheated at 350 degrees. So I'm going to throw these in the oven. And I'm going to bake these for 20 to 25 minutes. So I have my timer set to 20 minutes right now. And I'm going to check on it. You want to make sure they are nice golden brown. And you want to make sure that they are cooked in the inside. So for that, you're going to insert a toothpick. And if the toothpick comes out clean, then that means they are nicely baked in the inside. If the toothpick does not come out clean, then you will need to bake it a little more. If it does happen to be that your muffins are golden brown on the top, but they're not cooked in the inside, then what you can do is you can use a aluminum foil, and you can just place it on top of the muffins so that they're not getting more brown on the top, and that will allow it to cook in the inside, so you can just cook for additional time. But 20 to 25 minutes should do it. So muffins are ready. For me, it just took 20 minutes in the oven. As you see here, they're nice and golden brown. I inserted a toothpick and it came out clean, so I know these are nicely baked. You do want to make sure once you remove them from the oven that you want to let it cool down at room temperature before you remove them from the muffin tins, because otherwise they can break apart because they're very soft and you need to let it firm up and let it cool down. It's hard to be patient when you're just so hungry looking at these, but you gotta do it. So these look super healthy and delicious. Like, I can't believe these are low carb. Can't wait to try these. And they're like warm. Tastes so good. Like, you can just have coffee for breakfast with this muffin. Be perfect. Look how nice and soft these are. And how nicely baked these are too. Look at the blueberries. Look at that. Just looks so yum. So soft. Perfect sweetness. Love the blueberries. So delicious. If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Crush Carb. Try it out and let me know in the comments below how you liked it. Until next time, let's keep cooking, experimenting, and as always, let's keep crushing carbs.